that tree that's directly ahead of us, that is actually the oldest tree on the river. It is a cypress tree, and it is well over 350 years old. Right where you have this green archway, this is Floodgate 3. It works like a drawbridge gate, or a pocket door, excuse me. A pocket door that drops down from up above. The door takes 15 minutes to drop and weighs 3 tons. Between floodgates 3, 4, and 5, they all go to regulate the water level in the downtown area. Now, if y'all want to get an idea of just how bad the flooding got back in 1921, if you look straight ahead of us, you'll see people walking up on that bridge up there. Kind of dark, you can see a little bit. The water level got 2 to 3 feet above the people. It was 8 feet above street level. Wow. Right here on this building on our left, you'll see those big bulb lights hanging up in there. The water level got all the way up to the top of those lights. The building itself actually opened up right before the flood happened in 1921 as the City Public Service Building, which is our utility company. In 1927, they built 3 extra floors on top of it. And in the 50s, the building was remodeled and became business offices, taking on the name Petroleum Commerce Building. Later on in 1999, after extensive remodeling and renovation, it opened up as the Drury Inn and Suites Hotel. Now where you see the boat is loading up directly ahead of us, this is a second location where we give our tours. They actually start off right in front of the Aztec Theater. You'll see a mask that's up on top of the entranceway. The Aztec Theater started out as a silent movie theater. The builders used the Indian motif to give it a larger-than-life experience for moviegoers of the time. Today it's now fully sound equipped, but is also the last Aztec-themed theater in the state of Texas. And if anybody's seen the movie Selena, starring... I'm sorry? Correct. Now, if anybody's seen the movie Selena, starring Jennifer Lopez, the bridge directly ahead of us is nicknamed Selena's Bridge. It makes an appearance in the movie. Actually, I think Navarro Bridge is actually straight ahead of us. That's what happens when you call out for a tour guide that's giving a tour. You mess him up. Now, right over here on our right, this building that's all lit up, this is the Mocara Hotel and Spa. This was the site of the L. Frank Saddle Company back in 1901 to 1923. It was a wholesale retail saddle and harness business that started out in Main Plaza back in the 1870s. During World War I, they employed 500 people that fulfilled orders for the French, American, and British armies. By 1918, it had become one of the largest saddle and harness manufacturers in the country. Today, the theme of the saddle business is now a part of the Mocara Hotel and Spa. The building right here on our left opened up in 1853 as the St. Mary's School for Boys. Later on, they evolved into St. Mary's Law School. Once St. Mary's outgrew themselves, they moved to the west side of town. The building was sold and opened up in 1968 as La Posada Hotel. Later on, they changed their name to what it is today, the Omni La Mansión del Rio, the Mansion of the River. Yep, this is Navarro Street Bridge. They'll figure it out. Somebody else will tell them. And they'll blame it on me. You told me the wrong one. Now, as we come out from underneath the bridge, if you take a look to the left, look straight up, you're going to see an optical illusion. I like effect. That is the Nix Hospital building. It opened up in 1930 as San Antonio's first full-service hospital and the nation's first fully air-conditioned hospital. You can go there for anything from a Band-Aid to major surgery today. Right over here on our left, you're going to see a great white shark hanging up.
Yeah.
Now, just so you know, we do not have any sharks in the river.
Shark there.
But this is a little river. We do have some catfish, bass, long-eared sunfish, which are native to Texas.
Thấy không?
Ducks, turtles,
Nhìn
and
trên đó kìa, thấy không?
catfish.
Thấy.
Hyatt Regency Hotel. This hotel was a part of what's called shadow testing. It opened up in 1981, and they wanted to make sure that a shadow would not be cast upon the animal. So they limited the height of the building to what you see it is today. If you went through their doors right here on river level, up above their doors there's a sign that says the Shops of Paseo del Alamo, passage to the Alamo. This is the quickest route to the Alamo from the Riverwalk. Beautiful walk too. And on a hot day it's probably the best walk you can take because it's air conditioned. Now up over the bridge and on the right you have the Casino Club building. Now this actually was never really a casino. It was a private club built back in 1927, built by the German business community. Today it's now home to shops and restaurants on the bottom 2 floors, and the top 4 floors are now apartments. Pretty good riverside view. This part of the Riverwalk that we've come into is known as River Square. It was renovated back in 1972 and hosts inside and riverside dining. I actually like to call this Restaurant Square because it has 54 different kinds of restaurants. You'll find a variety of food down here, about 7 different kinds, ranging from Mexican food, Italian food, Mexican food, seafood, Mexican food, more Mexican food, and pretty much more Mexican food. See, it's the 7 food groups right there, Mexican food. San Antonio likes Mexican food, if you couldn't tell. But I have to say my favorite comes from my future wife. She makes the Spanish rice, homemade tortillas, and once you have homemade tortillas, that's the done deal right there. The only request I've asked is that she help me not gain 30 pounds in the first year of marriage. Everybody keeps telling me good luck. Now right where you see this boat right here on our right, these are known as dinner charters. They've actually rented out the boat to have a private tour around the Riverwalk while they eat dinner. You can go to the website on your ticket stub to see how you can be a part of something like that. The building here on our right is the Clifford Building. Right where you see the circular balcony on the edge, right underneath it is where Robert Husband placed his office back in 1941 when the Riverwalk was completed. His proposed plan for the Riverwalk was approved by the city back in 1929. But due to the stock market crash, it wasn't built till 1939 to 1941. He then moved his office down here to prove a point that the Riverwalk was safe for business, and he wanted to entice businesses down here with him. But he was down here for 5 years all alone, up until 1946, when a restaurant finally opened up along the river. Right here on our right, named Casa Rio. Casa Rio is the oldest restaurant on the river level. They pioneered most of the activities that go on along the Riverwalk to this day. Everything ranging from dining riverside to the riverboats themselves. They're the ones that started it all.
What tower over there? What tower over there?
I'm sorry?
What tower?
That's the Tower of the Americas. We're actually going to get a little bit closer to it as we get up there. The Tower of the Americas was actually the centerpiece of the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair. It was also known as the Hemisphere Tower back in the 60s. Now right here we're going into the man-made extension, which was also known as the Hemisphere Extension. It was built back in the mid-1960s to connect the Riverwalk to the fairgrounds for the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair. They wanted to transport people back and forth. Today it transports people from the riverbend to the convention center and also River Central Mall. It's only 3 to 4 feet deep right here, and it actually has a cement floor on the bottom. Now, if any of y'all intend on moving to San Antonio or opening up a business, right here on our left is the Chamber of Commerce. This is the place you would go for all the information you need to make the move to the city. Now straight ahead of us up in the sky, you'll see the Marriott River Center Hotel. This hotel has an interesting backstory because right where it sits, back in 1985, there was another hotel that sat right in its place. It was called the Fairmont Hotel. It was a, oh nice. It was a 3-story block brick and rock building that opened up in 1906 and was designated an historic structure. Now, due to its historic structure status, the builders of the Marriott couldn't destroy it. So what they actually did is they jacked the building up 4 feet off the ground, put it on dollies on air-filled tires, hooked it up to some semi-trucks, and towed it along downtown 6 blocks to where it sits now over at South Alamo and Nueva Street. It took them 6 days to complete the move, between March 30th up until April 4th of 1985. My parents actually moved to San Antonio back in '85. They came down here and watched them move the building. They said the building was clocked at going less than 1 mile per hour. Talk about slow. The building itself, when they were building it, they weighed it. It weighed 1,600 tons, which is equivalent to 3.2 million pounds. Now, as we get a little bit further up, if you take a look off to the right, you're going to see the Tower of the Americas standing high. There she is. She stands 622 feet high up to the rooftop. 750 feet up to the antenna. The house is 700 tons and has a revolving restaurant and an observation deck. It's 64 stories tall, has 3 glass elevators that take you up to the top, and if anybody's up to the challenge, people actually do this, they run up and down the stairs. 954 steps. I don't know about y'all, but if I try to do that, I'm going to make it up to the top, probably, but if I'm going back down, I'm either going to fall down the stairs or I'm crawl into the elevator, whichever happens first. She is number 2 as the tallest freestanding structure in the country. Anybody want to take a guess at what number 1 is? No, what I mean by a freestanding structure like that is something that's on a pole and the building itself is up in the sky. Seattle Space Needle actually comes in at number 3. It has 606 feet. Number 1 is the Stratosphere Tower in Las Vegas. They're at 1,149 feet in the sky. Now here we're coming into River Center Mall. River Center Mall opened up in 1988 and houses 1 million square feet of shopping space. Inside you'll find a comedy club, Dallas Cowboy store, and for those whose favorite color is purple, they have a store for you. It's called Primarily Purple. It's almost scary how much purple is actually in the purple store. Inside you'll also find a movie theater with an IMAX screen that has daily showings of the Alamo Price for Freedom, which is an historically accurate representation of the battle for Texas independence. The most distinguishing feature about this mall from other malls in the city is this lagoon that it's built around. On any given day, they actually have live music that comes out here and plays up until about 9 p.m. The band that comes out here and plays is called the Andean Fusion Band. They're a band from South America. They play a variety of songs ranging from Broadway to hymns to even movie scores. There's actually just one song that I've yet to hear them play. I'm really curious to see how it would sound. You know rock bands are doing it. Everybody's doing it. If anybody's heard of the song Let It Go from Frozen, that's the one song I've yet to hear them play. I heard a rock band, they played that song, they changed that line, be the good girl you've always meant to be the good man you've always meant to be. And I thought, good Lord, what are we coming to? But I did, just picture this area right here. Them playing straight ahead of us, they start playing the Let It Go. Just imagine everybody starts singing the song. It'd probably be the world's first flash mob that wasn't organized. I could see it. I have a 2-year-old little nephew that watches that movie literally almost every night. And so those songs get stuck in your head like none other. And so when it's hot outside, I start singing the Do you wanna go to snowman? Come on, let's go and play. I never see you anymore. Come out the door. It's like you've gone away. We used to be best buddies. wish you would tell me why. Do you wanna build a snowman? Maybe I'll be a snowman. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I had fun with it. I really do.
lấy tay vô.
Me and my girlfriend, we both go to
Watch out,
school for
watch out.
music. Watch your heads here on the right. And because we go to school for music, I'm always listening to a variety of songs. And I'm trying to figure out an interesting way to intertwine the singing in with the tour. So far, that's the only one I got right now. So if y'all have any advice on what songs would go perfect with some things, let me know. I'm all ears. Now, as we come around the footbridge, if you take a look off to the right, you're going to see a statue of San Antonio himself.
Em nhắm mắt.
The statue was a gift from Portugal for the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair. He's the father of lost things, and he is what the river and ultimately the city were named after. The founders of the city